another video. So in this video we are going to walk through what is JSX and we will understand why we use it in the React. So let's jump to the code part. So first of all, let's run the project and see that it is up and running. So as you can see, our app is up and running here. And so now let's get started. So as you can see here, we wrote some code in h1 h2 tag and we wrapped that code with the new tag in the last video. So this was basically the JSX format. We wrote a function which is simple JavaScript and then we returned the HTML code into the function. So this was JSX. Now let's write some more code in JSX. First of all, we are creating a variable named so we are naming a variable named name, and we'll be creating a span tag here and write some code hello from span. Yeah, so as you can see here, we wrote some code and then we can directly render it into our h2 tag as like this. So as you can see here, this is a JavaScript variable and that this is HTML code. So we are storing the HTML code into the variable which is of JavaScript. So this is the beauty of JSX. Let's see that it is here. So as you can see here, we are getting the code. So now let's see the simple JavaScript. How we can use the simple JavaScript inside the React. So we'll name, sorry for the typo. Let's name the variable vanilla.js. As we are writing the code in simple JavaScript, I could not find a better variable name. So we'll be using a inbuilt function of React, which we are importing from this React as we have imported React. So we are using the dot operator to use that function, which is create element. Create with the element with capital E. So this create element will take three arguments. The first argument is the HTML tag which you want to use. As you can see here, there are various tags available to us, but we'll be using one simple h1 tag here. You can also use div, span and many other tags. The second parameter it's gonna take is the class name. So this is basically if you want to add some CSS and styling to your variable. Let's name it as anything, new element. Yeah, and the third argument which this create element takes is the text which you want to write inside that HTML tag. So we'll be writing a simple text which is this is h1 tag. This is h1 tag. Simply you can understand that the our HTML tag is been loaded. So now let's render it here. Vanilla.js. Yeah. So why we are getting this error? Sorry, my bad. I just forgot. Uh, I just forgot to insert this inverted commas here. So yeah, let's see. Yeah. So as you can see here, this is h1 tag is getting displayed, which is from my simple JavaScript. This was the JSX format, and this is the simple JavaScript format. But we usually prefer JSX over simple JavaScript because JSX is much more easier to read and better to understand than JavaScript, and it is some less code. So we prefer JSX. So now let's create one button and call one function on the onClick event of that button. Here onClick, and we'll be creating a function named test and we'll be calling that function here. So let's create one function with the basic method of creating the function. We'll be also go walking through the different types of method to create the function in React. Simply this, yeah, we have to write inside the brackets, this is test function. Yeah, so let's move here. Sorry, we have to write something in the button. Click me. So as you can see here, whenever I click on this button, here some text are getting displayed. Refresh it, there's nothing on this. Yeah, and now as you can see here, this is test function. Whenever I click the button and the counter is getting increased, the Moda browser does not display it various times, just increasing the counter there. So now let's create one more function which will be doing alert, and now let's do it with some other method of creating function. I will simply do test1. We are declaring a variable named test1, and then we are storing a function inside of that variable with our variable name is test1. We are creating that variable, and we are storing a simple function inside of it. Don't, as we have done here, we created a variable name and then we stored some HTML inside of it. Now we are creating a variable named test1 and then we are storing a function inside of it. Just simple. And we'll be doing an alert is alert. So sorry for this mess. Let's call it test1. First of all, let's make one mistake and walk you through what's the mistake. So as you can see here, there's nothing getting displayed here. So what's the catch? So the catch is whenever you want to run a function at the initial stage, then you have to mention the brackets here. In JavaScript or React, whenever you want to make the function rendered initially on the load of the website, then you have to mention these brackets. And you don't have to mention the brackets if you are calling that function on any specific event like this on click event, on change event, or that type of any events. But we are not calling it on any specific event. We want to render this function on the load of the website. So now refresh it. Why is it not doing that? Yeah, I forgot to save. That's the main thing to do. So as you can see here, our alert function is working. Yeah, so now let's create one more. So let's comment this out, otherwise the alert will be popping at every time. It will be disturbing us. And now let's create one more function named age, and now this time we'll be doing it with the arrow function method. You might have heard about the arrow function. There's nothing rocket science in that. I've just copied the above function so to make it simple for you to see how the function arrow function is created. You just have to remove this function keyword from here and insert one arrow. The arrow is simple equals to sign and greater than sign, which is mixed up, and arrow is formed. And in this we'll be accepting a parameter named a, which will be the age of the user, and then we'll be doing some conditional rendering here. If the age of the user is less than 18, then he or she is not eligible for driving. Will be return, you have to return something in every function. So we'll be returning HTML tag, which is the span tag. You are not eligible. Looks cool. Yeah, I made one typo, sorry. Else if the user is not less than 18, he or she is greater than 18, his age is, and you are eligible for driving. So we simply write you are eligible. Eligible, spelling was wrong. Yeah, so now let's call that function here age and pass the parameter which was the age, and let's keep it 21. But sorry, it's not displaying because we have to call that function inside this curly braces. Simple. Remove this. Yeah, and save it. And yeah, as you can see here, you are eligible. If I enter the age, let's say 15, then I'll be getting you are not eligible. So our function age is working properly. So that was all, guys, for the introduction to JSX. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and this is simple. We have also go through the arrow key function, the different types of creating the function, how to use simple JavaScript to render the HTML elements. I hope you have gained something from it. So get subscribed to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified whenever I post the new video. If you have any suggestions, kindly mention it in the comment box down below. And do share it in your social media and do tag me. My social media handles are linked down below. See you guys in the next one. Thank you.